Hey ladies and gentlemen, so we're documenting the process of buying land, building houses. Now we're going into some of what you need to know to start getting the house fully completed. Now I'm going to go over some random detail items as I walk you through this video, because this is where the technical stuff and the little detail items make the biggest variance between a good quality home and the lack thereof. Some of the other stuff I want to cover with you guys today is the gas, electric, water, and the utilities, so that you guys understand that right now is the time to start getting with your local utility companies to get permanent service put into the house. Now, a couple things that you guys will notice, and there's some detail items. The countertops always have to go in before the exterior facade. We had asked the contractors that were doing our stucco and finished color to wait till the tops were in. They got a little anxious on us. They got them done before, and so the reason that you see this variance in the gray and the color coat is because they left a gap underneath the countertops where it wasn't sealed up, because we had to wet set the countertops for this exterior outdoor kitchen. And so the color coat now they'll have to re-stucco and recolor this entire outdoor kitchen, because they were just a day early on waiting for us and allowing us the ability to finish this. But I'll tell you, this is going to look attractive. We're going to clean this flagstone off. We'll finish it with a sealer, and that way the elements of the exterior elements of the sun, water, food items, soft drinks, and different things don't ever penetrate this flagstone, because this flagstone is actually a sandstone, so extremely porous. Now, some of the stuff that you guys will see here that we won't allow is, if you guys take a look here, when they did the flagstone tops, they made a mess. There's all this fine white debris that came off over here, and then there's also some of the splashing. Now, this was their cleanup, ladies and gentlemen, this was their cleanup. But we can't sell the house looking like this, and the problem is that this was the thin set, which has a polymer emulsifier, which is glue essentially, that works its way into the penetrations of this porous stucco. So this will not ever come out. So if anybody ever tells you that stuff will wash out, it will never wash out. So the only solution is to recolor coat it. So some of the detail items are super important. Now, that will frustrate your stucco guys, and it doesn't matter, it has to get fixed. Absolutely, indefinitely has to get fixed. So as you guys can see in here, we always put irrigation stub outs. We live in the Southwest. We don't get a lot of precipitation. We get about 7 inches a year in rainfall. So all of our stuff has to be irrigated. We use drip systems. So we're starting the landscaping process. So now we stubbed into the water, and in lieu of stubbing into the water, we are now running a drip irrigation system, which will be wired in, all automated, with an automatic timer, so that all the plants and trees can get finished out. Now you guys will also see that we have gravel that's going in. It's not finished out. We still got a lot of cleanup and finish items to do with the gravel work. But when the water comes off of these rooftops, one of the things that happens is it splashes, and then it starts to stain and discolor the exterior of the home. So we put in just landscape gravel with some weed fabric below it, so that way when it splashes, it actually creates water disbursement, so that the water actually runs away from the house and it keeps it clean. We have a little bit of a mess here today. They're going to come back in, they're going to get that cleaned up today, and so I hate leaving Fridays open with trash, litter, and debris and the lack of cleanup. And the main reason why is because if one trade leaves a mess, then every trade follows suit, and then everybody points fingers and nobody takes accountability. So the cleanup is really all about accountability and finished quality. Now let's take a look as far as the utilities are concerned. Now as you guys see over here, I want you to get B-roll of all this. As you guys see, we go all the way from the electrical transformer all the way down, and we have a 4-foot trench. This 4-foot trench is what's going to house our gas, our electric, our DSL, our cable lines, our phone lines, everything coming into the house, which is what's stubbing out of the house over here. So we have our ground wire right here. We have our ground wire, we have our cable, our phone, and we have our DSL coming out here. We have our electrical panel, and our gas meter has to be sitting a minimum of 3 feet, both from water and from electric. Only problem is we have a gutter up here that's going to come down and fall on our gas meter. You cannot be underneath the gas meter, but the problem is that we have them spread out in such a way that it doesn't follow suit. So what we'll do to resolve this is we'll actually set a gas meter here. We will put a downspout and a gutter off of that so that it doesn't spill on top of the gas meter, but better yet, migrate down the gutter and it disperses out from the bottom, and then it follows code and we're in compliance. Let's come in and take a look at some of the interior components that we're currently going through with the house right now. Now, understand that as we're trimming out the house, we're probably right now 3 weeks away from full completion of this home. And so we have 3 to 4 weeks before our power goes in, and we ordered it a week ago. And so one of the things that we want to make sure of is that at the end of the day, we have power in to be able to finish trimming out our house, test our electric, and get final inspections when we're finished up with the entire dwelling. Plus, we got to get all this dirt covered up, but we cannot cover it up until the trench is inspected and the lines go down. Once that goes down, we can cover all this up, finish the landscaping, and then finish essentially the entire home. So it's really important that right now, within 30 days of you fully completing your build, you have already ordered service, and you're thinking about permanent service to power up your house, have water, all your DSL, all your finished components finished out for a fully completed home. All right, so real exciting. This is the part I like out here. Now, this is probably one of the most frustrating parts of the entire build, only because we have trades now stepping on top of other trades, and they're making messes where one trade's trying to finish, another trade is stepping over them. And so this becomes your heavy management side of the build. This is probably my most stressful part of the entire build, because we're trying to get things to look beautiful, and yet we have people that are coming in, finishing their products and leaving messes behind while we're trying to beautify. So right now, we had a lot of traffic coming in, running over our natural landscaping, which we're in a mountain area, sub-rural area up here. And so we want to essentially keep that natural, organic landscape look to the environment, because that's the reason people move up here. So we want to minimize formal landscaping. Now, we always do a little bit of formal landscaping to the front of our homes. Nonetheless, we always give the exterior small courtyard and some living space, even though the lots are big. They're all 1 acre lots up here or bigger. And then we come in and we tidy up the landscaping, the driveways, to meet and fit the natural feel of the environment that we're building in. So we're getting in our crush base course for our driveway extension. We have our concrete for our main driveway. We have our spillover of gravel. We have our retention ponds going in for our finished civil engineering. So that's where all the rainwater is going to migrate and go to and collect, because we don't have infrastructure as far as curb and gutters out here. And because the terrain is random, the civil engineers require us to do what's called on-site retention ponds to retain the rainwater as it comes off the roof of the house. And so we have 3 of them on this house, one here, one over here, and one on the other side. And so to prevent weed growth and to preserve the natural landscaping, we're required to do what's called riprap or cobblestone in the retention ponds. We actually wrote the HOAs for this subdivision years back. And so when we were doing it, we were looking at preserving the natural feel of the landscape around here. So we did a little bit of the xeric landscaping. We have a lot of plants still going in, but we do have trees that got started now, and then we'll have an abundance of plants that'll be going in over the next couple weeks as we really finish trimming out the landscaping. Now let's come inside and let's take a look at some of the interior details as we finish things up. So this is where details come into play. And one of the big things is I wanted to get very unique as far as like our center islands, but I'm going to tell you, I got scared. So I'm going to admit to you guys right now that I did get scared. So I went back down to natural wood and our natural stain on the center island. But what I did do is I did change the granite countertop. So where we're using granite, white granite over here, we're actually using a black quartz over here. And so this will look completely different as far as the top. We were going to use a semi-transparent gray, but because the floor tile is gray, we were going to use a darker semi-transparent gray. But I just didn't have, when I looked at the colors together, I didn't feel it. And so I went back and forth for about an hour as we were walking the house. And finally I made the executive decision to my cabinet guys to say, stay with our naturally stained wood. So we're staying with the Jacobo bean by Maxwell. That's what this color is. It's the Jacobo bean by Maxwell. And so it's a darker stain, and we're doing this on all our cabinets throughout, except for the master bathroom. And we were going to go with something different on this island, but we stayed with the Jaco bean Maxwell product on the center island as well. And we're only going to do the granite different because I broke weak on going with a crazy color. So I'll admit it, I'll take the responsibility for that, but I didn't in the master bathroom. So come on in here and let me show you what we're doing in the master bathroom. Okay, so my cabinet guys took my sample they weren't supposed to take. So next time you guys see this master bathroom, I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I'm nervous on this one, but I think it's gonna look really, really cool. You're gonna see blue cabinets in here. And so I always look at trending magazines to find out what's trending. And I kept going through blue cabinets and modern cabinets in a lot of the new bathrooms that are trending. And redundantly, I kept seeing this really deep blue, almost a navy blue color on all the cabinets. And then it was the navy blue was a little too dark for me. So I toned it down a little bit. And it's not like an ocean, but it's a vibrant blue, and it's a strong, vibrant blue. And so you're gonna see some blue cabinets, and we're doing them old school style with the peg legs on the bottom. So they're not gonna be the zero clearance hanging cabinets. They're not gonna be the traditional set on the ground cabinets. These are gonna be the peg leg, old school cabinets where they actually look like they weren't custom built, but actually pre-manufactured rustic style and then put into the bathroom. And as rustic as they are, it still fits that modern motif. So we're getting a little unique here. We're going something that this is a new product. We've never done this before in any of our homes. And we're just trying it in here because I really think that once the wife or the woman comes into this bathroom and they see the unique nature of those cabinets, because of what's trending right now, I have a feeling that's gonna be one component that helps sell this house. So next time you guys come in here, you and I can come in here together. We'll take a look at what the finished product looks like, and we'll share with you a little bit more. And then you guys give me some feedback on whether you like it or you dislike it, whether you think it's gonna sell the house or not sell the house. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we're buying land, we're building houses. There is no perfect recipe book to the trim out that sells a home. So I poach and steal little bits and pieces from other magazines and other trending areas in some of the hottest markets across the United States to put them into my own homes to make sure that we have on a spec home that's spec'd out to my decisions meets the requirements of all the millions of people out there that are looking for homes and say, I like it, not only do I like it, I love it, and I wanna buy it. And if you like it, then pound that thumbs up button. Click and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content just like this, and I'll continue to update you as we move and build through the process of buying land, building houses, and I look forward to seeing you guys a little bit further along in the trim out process in just another couple weeks. We'll see you then. You guys got to watch how I buy land and build houses. Now it's time for you to take action. If you want to get a hold of the same 14-step process that we utilize to buy land, build houses, and generate over 6 figures on every single build, you're going to want to click below. Learn from an industry professional that has been doing it for over 20 plus years. We're still doing it today. We're still taking down builds, and we're still generating over 6 figures on every single build.